How's it going? Thanks for being here.
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
That was fantastic, man.
Thank
that
you.
was so good.
Thank
How did you first get into hip hop?
Well, I was pretty late to it, actually. It was mostly my friends, my bros. I got a couple of them over there. They got me into hip hop. Yeah, shout outs to them. Everybody give them a round of applause, too. Yeah. Yeah. So, I was like, I was only like 17 when I really got into it. And still, like, I don't know as much about hip hop as these guys, but I know enough about, you have to tell your story. And I don't know, it was just, I kind of forgot what the question was, but...
Doesn't matter, you sound great, that's all that matters. One thing I've learned from being on the radio, as long as you have a voice like yours, you can kind of say whatever you want.
Thank you.
You could read out an ingredients list on a cake mix and we'd be all right. I'd be like, very interesting, that's very cool, it's good to know. How about this, do you remember the first verses you wrote?
I don't remember them word for word, but I do remember why and what they were. It was with Thomas over there. We did a couple of songs for our high school talent show in 12th grade. Yeah.
Apparently a legendary performance. Yeah.
Yeah, for us it was. I mean, it was pretty rough looking back on it. I mean, we were pretty young. We sounded really, really young and fresh, but the heart was there, and I think everyone liked it.
And what was it about? Like you remember? You said you remember what it was about.
It was just nothing, like no topical matter really at all. Just it was really starting out, so it was just trying to find cool rhymes and stuff that fit.
It was the side of a cake mix box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know you're wearing a Mac Miller shirt right now.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah.
You talked about Mac Miller being a big influence on you.
Yeah.
We lost Mac Miller just
Rest
in the
in
past
peace.
year. What did we lose when we lost Mac Miller?
A lot of love in the music industry. Like when he died, not just fans, but everyone in the industry itself, they were just shocked and so sad because he was just there to support so many other people's career, not just his own. And he really brought love to the music, and he really was just open about anything he was going through. There was one quote I saw the other day. He was saying, like, it's easy to just lay down some raps on a beat and call it an album, but you got to give something about you that's truly uncomfortable and share it with the world to just embrace that we're not alone. Yeah.
I feel like that's.
Thank you.
But I feel like that's something you do too, right? That's important to you as well.
Yeah. I got a lot of my, not just inspiration from music, but just a way of living from him, through him. Well, not just him. I mean, I was raised to love people, treat everybody equally. Individuality is something that was important too. Is to be yourself and know that you can be yourself, and people can appreciate that.
You certainly can. You know, there's lots of layers musically and lyrically in your music, and I know you directly address losing friends and family who've died by suicide.
Yeah.
Why is that something you want to include in your music?
Suicide has just been around since I can remember. I mean, my name's Mister. I was named after my late Aunt Missy. Just all throughout my life. I mean, especially when I was turned 15, it just seemed like it was a really prominent thing. Like every year, there was multiple friends or people that we grew up with, people who were on your hockey team, people that you went to school with, people just committing suicide, and it hasn't stopped, and it still isn't stopping. I mean, I think the isolation up here just drives people nuts. They just they really think that there's not much or not enough to this world, and it just comes up in my music all the time. I don't even try to talk about it or try to write about it. It's just something I think I need to speak about to share it with the world.
So how much of your music is for people maybe who are going through a hard time, young people?
Well, I mean, I can't say it's only for other people, because I mean it's my stories and it's things I've been through too, and I've been suicidal. I mean, I've been depressed, I've been stressed, anxious, I've been everything. So it's mostly about me speaking freely about what I'm going through to connect to other people that relate, or people who could talk and bring the conversation further.
So what needs to happen for people who maybe were feeling like you were or you do sometimes?
I really think especially up here, we just need to realize that there's a lot more to this world. Like, people live in Iqaluit and they think that's all there is. They're stuck here either due to their mindset or financial problems, but there is opportunities to get out of this town, and I think it's really important to not just, you don't have to move to somewhere crazy or experience something like that, but just travel a little bit at least, see more of the world, see how people live, and it'll really change how you view your life and make you appreciate the things you have that might not be there elsewhere in the world.
Well, what is the yeah?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But speaking of that, like, what is the hip hop and community scene like in Iqaluit right now, Mister?
I mean, it's not huge or anything, but it's there. It's a lot bigger than it was when we first started out. When we first started rapping, like 4 years ago or so. I mean, there was already local artists and stuff, and there's people in Nunavut who rap Inuk, English, French too. There's French rappers here, but there's not much of a scene really. It's like there's a bunch of people individually working hard to make this a thing, but it's not a scene where people are like, oh yeah, there's a show next week I'm looking forward to, or there's something I could do to work on it with other people. It's kind of just, if you want it, you do it, and you could spend years just doing it alone here when there should be like, I don't know, like hip hop rap battles or just showcasing every week, you know, like just exciting hip hop events just to be excited about. But it has to come from inside right now.
But like, are you aware that like young people in this community are looking at you and going, yeah, that's a way. That's a way I can do. So that's what hip hop can be. Like, do you understand that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's a lot of people who message me saying, "Hey, man, I'm trying to rap too. Can I have some pointers?" Or there's a lot of kids who think it actually can be a thing. It's not just something that comes from down south. And
what does that mean to you when you get those messages?
It's crazy. I don't know, because it wasn't until like the end of high school I didn't think music was gonna be a thing. I mean, I thought I was going to do other things and whatever, and then just to see how quickly my life changed when I started dedicating myself to music and sharing my stories, and how people want to connect with it and how people look up to it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's intense. It's sometimes it's heartbreaking. You want to help someone with their music when you have to spend time on your stuff too, you know. But it's really inspiring too, just to see how far I've come in just these first few years with me and the team.
So where do you want to see it go from here?
I want to go all around the world. I want to share, everywhere. I want to share my story, the Nunavut story, with the world, and I want to bring the world to Nunavut too. I want people to come here and explore and see what it's like to live up here.
I tell you, man, now that I've been here, I'm coming back like every couple of weeks, man. Thanks for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.